Hello viewers, welcome to Alpha for Life Head Talk series. Today I'm going to be sharing with us cancer. I'm going to narrow it down to what breast cancer is, the symptoms, what it entails, an overview and all of that. But before I delve deeper into that, I would want to say a word of encouragement to anybody who's having this issue, who is suffering from breast cancer. I want to tell you to stick around. I want to let you know that your focus should be more on the fight rather than the fright. Do not fear. Once you are able to choose hope, I want you to understand that anything can be possible. The earlier you know this, the better it will become for you. Alright, so quickly, let's get back to what we have for today. What is cancer? Cancer is a disease that is characterized by uncontrolled growth and spread of cells. So let me quickly paint a picture so as for you to understand the activities of how the cancer operates. Now we have the tumor suppressor gene that gives rise to the tumor suppressor protein that gives rise to stopping of cell division. Now we have the proto-oncogene that gives rise to proto-oncoprotein. All of this brings about promotion of cell division. Now recall that I've once explained that one of the characteristics of a cell is the ability for it to divide. Cells have the ability to break into two, in a layman term, replicating 2 forming 4, 4 forming 6, 6 forming 12, and all of that. So this is one of the characteristics of a cell. Now, haven't we know that cells have the ability to divide? I want you to understand that one of the ways by which this cell division is being stopped, because a cell have the ability to divide up to 50 times before it dies. Now that particular division up to 50 times is what we call the Hayflick's limit. There are some things that can actually result to the cell that after dividing up to 50 times, ensuring that it stops. Now that is this tumor suppressor protein and tumor suppressor gene. So they give rise to, if the cell has been able to divide up to 50 times, it stops. If a cell as well wants to begin division, the proto-oncogene leading to proto-oncoprotein gives rise to the promotion of this cell division. Now, where do cancer comes in? Cancer comes in immediately when there is a mutation in this stopping of cell division and the promotion of cell division. So, if the cell was supposed to divide up to 50 times before stopping, once the cell becomes abnormal, I mean as regards being a tumor, it will no longer stop. It will bypass that process by which it was supposed to stop. Now remember when I talked about proto-oncogene, proto-oncoprotein. Now once the proto-oncogene becomes mutated, it results to oncogene. So oncogene gives birth to oncoprotein, resulting to a bypass of that stopping of, or ensuring that there is more promotion of this cell division. So a bypass to the stopping of cell division and trying to fuel the promotion of cell division. So when all of these activities happens, tumor stays. It becomes immortal. This is the reason why a cell can die, but it's very difficult for a tumor cell to die, because it's actually bypassing all of these biological processes. I want to talk about the groups of this tumor or cancers. Cancers are basically grouped into two. We have the malignant and the benign. Malignant means that it has the ability to spread. It multiplies without stopping. Multiplies at a very fast pace. So remember the bypass I explained. So that results in the replications of this tumor cell. So in a layman way, we can call them the wicked kind of cells. Now when we talk about the benign, these are quite not wicked. They are not really cancerous, because the malignants are cancerous. This benign could be prostate, we call it benign prostate enlargement. It could be fibroid. Now when it comes to this malignant, we have the breast cancers and all of that. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the types of this tumor. Now we have basically two types of tumor. We have the solid tumor and the blood cancers. Now, when we come to solid tumors, it is further divided into two. We have the carcinoma. Carcinoma majorly affects the major organs, for example, the breast, for example, the colon, the brain, and all of that. For the carcinoma, remember I said it is divided into two. Now, the other part is what we call sarcoma. Sarcoma majorly affects the connecting tissues, for example, the bones, the muscles. So these are sarcoma. Now, when we come to the blood cancers, we have leukemia. Leukemia is actually cancer of the blood. We have lymphoma. Lymphoma is actually cancer of the lymph nodes. Now, these lymph nodes are like soldier barracks in your body. So, because you know, our immunity is actually as a result of soldiers of our body that fight against foreign invasions. So, when these soldiers, they have a place to stay, which is called the barracks, and that is the lymph nodes. All right. So, having known that, let's quickly talk about the risk factors of this cancer. Now, before I talk about this risk factor, I want you to know that in 2020, from statistics, we recorded over 18.1 million deaths caused by cancers. You can see how disheartening it is. So the essence of all of this talk is to actually get you informed, because if you are informed, you'll be transformed. All right, so let's quickly go back to what we have. Now, the risk factors. For the risk factors, age, the older you become, you can be at risk of having these cancers. Another is smoking. For those who smoke cigarettes, I want you to hear me if you are one of those who smokes. Now, those persons who smokes are at risk of having over 18 kind of cancers. Another that can cause that is family history of cancers. If your parents had cancer, we have 5% chance of having this breast cancer.